What's up? How about now? How we doing? I'm back. I'm trying. I am trying. I'm here. Are you here? I don't even know. Guess we'll find out. Hey, look at that shit. Alexon, thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Been a while. Ugh, brutal. Sorry about that, guys. And gals. I don't know what that was. I do not know what that was. My bad. I hate having false starts like that. Ugh. Does the music sound alright too, by the way? Like, everybody was saying it was low. Is it back to like normal now? You never really can tell on this stuff. Everything sounds perfect. Alright. Thanks, guys. I do like a little bit of editing, and this is what happens, Just screw it up. Changing my picture here a little bit. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Ugh. So, let me ask. How are we feeling? Yesterday was pretty weird. Yesterday we got, the month open dump. I saw a lot of people saying, bad news. Bad news. What are you guys thinking? Good news? Okay. See if this is working so I can look at alts today. Let that load. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like nobody even talks about that. This is the only thing that concerns me right now. But you can tell there's a battle going on. Yeah, zoom out for sure. You gotta zoom out. You gotta zoom out. Kaz, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Just had a false start in my stream. Audio didn't work. Always feels good to get that wrong right away. Good stuff. Yeah, Kaz and I, so when I first logged on, somebody said, give me something, to make up for that horseshit game on Saturday. Kaz and I were just cope texting each other all Saturday. So that was fun. Yeah. Yeah, that is a candle, folks. Look at that. Yeah, we do got to work on our audio production for the podcast. We got it. So I think you had somebody in your Discord was like, yeah, I'll help out. We'll take that. The 88 Lovers podcast. Oh, my God. You guys... Yeah, this is funny because, you look at a monthly chart, right? And you go, well, God, this is a horrible move. Do you remember how we were all depressed? I'm the only crypto streamer who's showing their face. Well, I am Kitoto. Yeah, it's not like I'm particularly proud of how I look, but, I'm also hyper emotional with my face, so you can see disgust or excitement or whatever as everybody tells me. I used to work in sales management, and I worked for a large company. I'm not going to say where it is. And we were in a regional meeting one day, and all the tables were lined up all facing forward. So we were all in a hall looking forward at our national director, who was all looking back at us. So she could see everybody's faces, but unless you were in the same row as somebody, you couldn't see. Everybody was kind of looking at the heads of everybody else. And so we were having this meeting, and this person in front of me, it was a coworker of mine, was known for asking the dumbest fucking questions on earth. And so she would raise her hand and ask a question, and like I'd be sitting there going, "Oh my god, fuck," you know, and like nobody could see it because like everybody was facing one direction. So afterward, the national director calls me up and is like, "Hey, Jared, can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And like this is like a 40-person management meeting, and so everybody leaves. It's just me and the national director, and I was like, "Oh god, like I screwed up." And she goes, "Jared, you have to be nicer when people ask questions. And you're killing me because I can see your face. Nobody else can. And the way you react is hysterical because you can see you're just like this fucking person. Like there is no like, I will cover my face while I'm doing it." And so I've been told that my whole life. I'm Italian and Polish. And you know, I just kind of lay it all out there. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm very doxxed. But essentially, yeah, I have that Italian, Polish, like it's an emotional time. And so I feel like it adds something. You can see who I am. I kind of add, you know, if somebody asks a dumb question in here, I'll be like, "This fucking guy." And I can't control it. Anyway, back to my point. Yes, I don't mind showing my face. And I have no problem being doxxed. Yeah, me emotional. Come to Portugal? Dude, I'd love to come to Portugal. I'm telling you. Portugal, very good stuff. All right, so where I was going with this before I got off on the tangent on me being somebody who wears every bit of their emotion on their face and doesn't give a shit about it. Do you guys remember how bad this was? Like this is a monthly chart of Bitcoin. I'm sure you guys all know that. But like, you always got to zoom out and take a look at this shit because this is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. This breakout was so much fun. And like, people don't understand why did we retrace a little bit, okay? If you bought at any point from October of 20 through March of 21, you were in profit. You were in profit. That's a long time for up only, guys. But Jared, my favorite streamer showed me this 5-minute chart where everything looked bad. Yeah, this was 5 months of everybody was a genius, okay? More than that. Yeah, I don't care if you post the link. Messi's a good dude. And I love Danielle, so go for it. Daniel. I can't ever get that right. But anyway, so we have this rinse down, and you're like, "Holy shit, this candle looks terrible." That's it, right? Like this was it. We got this big run up, and then boom, we're back down again. This is what the retrace looks like. You see everybody calling for 13,000 or 20,000 or whatever, and look, I wasn't that far off. But this is so unbelievably clear for accumulation when you have these sorts of wicks down where people are buying. So it looks so good. And this candle's, well, I mean, look, we were all like, "Oh my God, this thing's over." May of this year, it was just brutal. And look, we had the reverse candle coming back, man. The reverse candle coming back. No reason to be bearish. Our highest close of all time. You can see, we got 2 months of this, essentially this level, this 58.8 on the way up and could never crack it. Well, you know, we closed above it. This is still distribution. This is somebody taking their position off right now. That's what this wick is, okay? That's okay. There's somebody out there who has a paid group saying this is the double top that you should sell, okay? And that's not me. That person is not me because the risk is not worth the reward because the risk if you're shorting here is this thing goes parabolic to 100 grand, right? I guess I could put up a measured move and we could actually weigh this thing out. But yesterday we started off a little weird, first day of the month, just rip right back down and back up. And again, you know, Kaz and I talk a lot. I'm sure you guys picked up on that by now. I just kept saying like, this feels weird. It doesn't feel like, it does not feel like this should be happening. Like the dump felt forced to start the month. And I think it was. And the reason why I'm saying that is whenever you see some shit like yesterday, like new month and price contracts. So yeah, you should Wakame. I don't know, man. How are we at ads already? That's weird. I'll wait. Whenever I see a dump like that, particularly when you're into a new area. It's a long-ass Coke ad. Who does Coke have to advertise to anymore? Like, seriously, I want to know that. Who is like, you know what? I haven't tried Coke yet. I'm going to give it a go. You got me on that ad. Anyway. When, like Coke? Or, I don't think you could advertise that. Whenever you get that sort of dump, anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track here. I'm just excited to hang out with you guys again. Whenever I see that sort of dump, I always look at like the common reasons why it would be dumping. I check ES 500 or the ES S&P 500 futures up last night. Okay, look at the dollar. Dollar's doing fine. It was a pretty high confidence buy at that point. Pretty high confidence buy. So those games happen, and Zoran Cole, who you guys should follow on Twitter, he's very, very good. Is like, he's a Bitcoin maxi. Like I don't think he even really denies that he is. He will trade Ethereum, he'll do everything else, but like he's very much into Bitcoin. Kind of called it. He's like, I expect the low to be put in. And he thinks, and again, this guy's smart. This dude didn't get here by LARPing and like being a bulltard. He was like, I think this is the low of the month being set right now. Hello. So you have this like tight consolidation. Which, by the way, real quick, the reason why I look different right now is because I'm rearranging my office. I'm gonna do some cool stuff behind me. Right now, I have a green screen I just put up. I know my color looks weird, but that's not my point. My point is I was rearranging my office. You guys saw like those books I had behind me before. Those are still around. When I was going through there, I found a bunch of my old technical analysis books. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Sorry. I will go back to Serum in a second here. And I was looking at one of my old... There we go. Yeah. Oh, boy. It's time. We talked about Serum last stream, boys and girls. Never got stopped out, by the way. This was our long... Never got stopped out. And yeah, I love Serum. I think it's a $9 instrument, right? Yeah, volume spike in a real way. I don't think so, Wakame. I think it's about to rip. Friends of mine close to the project say it's going to rip. So anyway, I redid The Office a bit, and I was looking at my technical analysis book. One of my first ones, and I'll share them with you guys. I'm going to create like a link of like shit that I use because people ask me this all the time. And the example given on like productive price action and condensing price and a battle at a key area essentially looks exactly like this. It's unreal. It looks exactly like this. You have buyers, you have sellers, and you're just kind of tight consolidation moving sideways. And I say all of that because if this breaks out, guys, and this is true for Ethereum as well, we'll go to Ethereum in a moment, it is going to be so unbelievable and how fast it rips and how hard it rips. Yeah. Okay, all right. Kaz keeps like feeding me stuff as I'm trying to do my intro, but that's okay. Kaz has good stuff, so we'll look at it. Anyway, this is very productive. We'll come back to this. Let's check this stuff as it happens live. Yeah, Solana. I mean, that is, yeah. Look at that. Okay, so we got volume coming in here. We got volume coming in here. I don't have Radium on here. Is Radium ripping too? Is the whole ecosystem ripping? Is Samo ripping? I'm pulling it up. No, it's not ripping. Samo's down. That's all right. Samo will have its day. Oh boy. Akorian with a good point here. Yeah. This has been diverging over and over again. Yeah, so the upside on Serum against Sol is pretty damn good. So there's a conference going on right now, is that right? I don't actually remember what the hell's going on right now. Friday. So people are front running it, essentially is what we're saying. That's all right. The other thing, guys, I mean, look at this shit. By the way, Kaz, you want to pop on? I know you're like out here hanging out. I've been meaning to have you on. I could just send you a link. You can hop in and talk. I don't know if you got stuff going on right now. Does anyone care about a Phantom conference? Loss. I'll send him a link. He pops in and out. I mean, I'm gonna be on for like an hour and a half anyway. I sent you the link in Telegram. No worries about it. No worries. Yeah, I sent you the link in Telegram. Just hit me up when you get in. This is so productive. I mean, look at this, guys. Are you shitting me? Do you remember the chart I did? So a lot of you were newer. I like this too. I can like kind of like move my disposition around a little bit, or my whole orientation around a little bit. A lot of you were newer, but a while ago we did this little exercise. God, it looks like absolute dog shit. Here we go. I'm just gonna erase everything on this one to prove my point on the daily. Okay. We did an exercise a while ago where I essentially blacked out this entire area. And people go, well, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Because here we go. It happened, you can't just ignore it. Well, true. But I bring this up for this point. We talked about this before. And said, if you were to exclude this area, which is a big ask, but the point remains the same. So you see this little pop out. This is when Bitcoin topped out and fell down, and Ethereum. So if you exclude this point, which essentially it got overheated because everything got overheated, right? So if you look at this and kind of exclude that, like just straight up euphoria in the spring where everybody is just going ham right into May, this chart is just beautiful. Okay? Right? Like that is a textbook trend. And the reason why I even thought to ever look at this, and I would challenge you guys to do this as well, because I blocked this out and I'm going to show you why and why this is important to kind of see relative strength and why I've been more bullish on Ethereum kind of all along. If you look at this stuff in a higher time frame and draw the key levels. Okay, this was the key breakout level at $1,900. This was the key breakout level. I'm gonna change it to green. Maybe we'll even dot it. All right, that was the level. This area is what I blacked out. We had this run up and then boom back down. The area that it broke out from that was key, it held the entire time. So it came out, and we saw these wicks in the area, and then this is where we got our nice divergence, where we called the bottom in July. But it essentially held the most crucial area that it only broke out like right before the madness and when it fell back down. Other than that, it just kind of held into these demand areas and then has been trickling its way back up, okay? Double bottom, we are proving that this is support. It was, guys, this is like resistance. I don't know, did I spell it right? I think I did. Resistance. Now support. So when you guys look at this shit, like, is this as clear to everybody as it is to me? Because this is the stuff that you look at and go, oh my God, they're not done with this. It is the most crucial level there is. And this is what we got. It flipped the most crucial area from resistance to support all during that bloodbath. Right? Like, outstanding. It never lost. Like, people who saw this was overheated and sold out probably got gig-along here. And to be honest, like, I didn't even really notice it when it was happening. I mean, I did, but like not enough to be like, haha, we're overcooked. Because like, I was caught up in it too. I mean, I'm like, holy shit, Ethereum's going to 10 grand right now. But it wasn't. But when it came back down, like, these levels were never really threatened. Whenever it did punch down, boom, right back up. Down, punch right back up. And then we started liquidating people late shorters, right? Like, that is so incredibly bullish. So if you black out the ridiculousness, just imagine if it had done this instead, okay? Instead of doing this, if it just went like, you bastard. Okay, if it just went like this instead, how bullish would you all have been when we broke this level right here? Okay? And, oh, by the way, speaking of key levels, and then you got a key level. And then, oh, by the way, people in crypto, particularly people like, you know, shitcoiners, right? Spend so much time looking for plays. Why? Look at this thing. I'm just gonna, yeah. Okay. I don't understand anything, but I bought some Shiba anyway. Yeah, I mean, good for you. Good for you. I don't ban anybody in here unless you like come after me. I do need to democratize some more admins though. But remember how we talked about double top failure patterns being really, 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 really bullish? What would you guys call this? Right here. 1, 2. Broke out. And over the past 9-12 days, we've flipped the double top to support. I would call that a double top failure pattern too, Jamie. And we're just sitting here waiting to rip. Yeah, I like it, Kaz. My birthday was in July though, so it'll be a minute. But I like where your head's at. I enjoy a good yen. Yeah, see, I don't even have the real ones, man. I got like some Avalanche bullshit. I don't know what it is. It actually looks like the Avalanche logo on here. But I'm here for it. Hey, Christmas works. So, I am omega bullish on Ethereum. The fund is still 80% Ethereum, 20% Bitcoin. And I don't know if I'll ever really go much more than that. If I were to do anything, I'd probably take 5% off of each and put it into DPI because DeFi is about to run. We're going to go over that in a moment here. But, like this, guys, key level held. Key level formed, key level formed. Can we get over it? I don't know. Came out, up, came back down to test. We tested this level that formed after the dump from the top side, which you've heard me say before. Testing from the top side is very bullish. Broke through, rejected, came back down. We held it, came through, broke out, and we're still holding right now. Now, could this break down? Yeah, it could. It could. But this literally could not look any better. You know, Wakame, that's fine. Look, Solana, you will never find me say you own too much Solana. You'll never find me saying that, ever. Solana looks so unbelievably good. Okay. You know, it's funny. I could actually bring that chat box down now. Now that my head is, there we go. That'll be better. Kind of out of the way. But yeah, like this looks absurd. And for those of you who think this is done, good luck. Yeah, I know Dot's about right there too. Look at that. Look at that on Dot. Oh, that looks like shit. There we go. Now it looks better. Yeah, so Dot's gonna run. And like we said that already, okay? This green line on Dot is the parachain auctions. That is in, you know, a week, 10 days. I think it'll run all the way here by the auctions. And then the question will be, is it gonna flip this or is it gonna retrace and come back down? Because this is now that key level as well. So do we think that it's just gonna like rip right through? I don't know. I don't know, we'll find out. So, it looks unreal. Now, everybody's favorite thing that I always do. Ha! I think that part of this battle, being in an office and not like sitting around with people. Yes, I will look at Chainlink. Is you can get into your head a little bit too much where it's like, man, I really thought we'd have ripped by now. And you're in an office by yourself. And if you're not confident in what you see, even if you are confident sometimes, it's hard to like maintain that confidence, right? But zooming out and looking at all of this helps give perspective. And Ethereum looks great. Bitcoin is consolidating under highs, like literally just coiling above all-time highs. And you have this incredible move over the past, whatever, half a month in Ethereum. Fucking ads. Wakame. Why? Why is it coming this quick? Uh-oh. We're back? All right. I did try to stop, like, if you guys tell me they're happening. Yeah, I guess J JM Premium, or whatever you called it. You coined it before. Way to be J Premium. Yeah, pretty crazy. So we're at this area, this like key area for. Thank you. Welcome back. For ETH BTC, and I think it's a foregone conclusion that we will get this test. Really, like, here's the easiest one to forecast. But if you look at lower time frames, it's probably more here. So who's leading, okay? And that is, oh my God, Akorian. Thank you, buddy. Akorian gifting 10 subs. Very cool, my man. Thank you. He's doing his level best to stop people from seeing ads. And that is damn fine. Thank you, sir. Well done. Well done. So, yeah, that's super nice, man. Super nice. Thank you. Akorian slides into second place right there with 10 gifted subs. JOV with 50 gifted subs. He is the all-time sub leader, which is very cool. But I want you to just have this thought as we're moving into this, because I think that we're going to see both of these things break out in all-time highs pretty soon. So we'll see Bitcoin, we will see Ethereum all break out. Probably a lot of things, DOT, BNB, they'll all get pretty close. Knowing who the leader is and what is actually driving price action is the competitive advantage in the marketplace. And I think that, yeah, where do you change back? I think, honest to God, I will probably look for a rotation at 7.078, but I think Ethereum's leading, okay? And that's the whole reason I brought this up. I think Ethereum's leading. And so you look for key levels in the leader of what's driving the current push to break down as an indication for shit getting bad. And we have not seen that yet. What if ETH, you know, what happens is we schedule our yacht party. That's what happens, okay? Yeah, the next like logical place to me is like 10. There might be one in between. Maybe 0.097. Okay? So like you can see what we're selling into here is this like not really real resistance that developed, you know, in 2018. And so that's what's been holding and distributing. So I think we're going to see this come up, and we'll probably mess around here. And you might see this. In fact, if I were to bet, it would be like this before it happens. And then during that run is when you'll see Bitcoin really level up. That's my guess. But I don't think this current move stops until then. So the question was, and the reason why I'm still talking about this, is when do you rotate back? Well, you rotate back when you see a reversal. Like 3 days before this happened, 3 days before this reversal happened, which we called and I talked about and pointed to the fund moving as well, as it was happening. Like over here, I was like, I don't know, guys. Remember my 1, 2, and 3? These are my landing spots. Now, it did hit 1, which is nice. But I thought 2 and 3 were very possible. So why did I rotate when I did? Because I got an incredible high time frame reversal signal. 12 hours is high enough for me to make a decision on. 2 hours, 4 hours, not enough. 12 hours is. This is an unbelievable reversal signal, and boom, we got it. So I would look for the same thing. So remember, this is like going back to like just trading axioms, right? The trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. Oh my God, the trend is your friend. Right now, Ethereum has the ball. They have the trend. It is gaining against Bitcoin with every press forward. So you do not sell that until it stops. And you see it losing some key levels. And I don't mean in terms of Ethereum USD. I mean in terms of ETH BTC. Key levels against Bitcoin. It is still far more plus EV, far more plus expected value to be in Ethereum right now than Bitcoin. But if they break out simultaneously, I got to get my hand gestures right. If they break out simultaneously, you are going to see every Michael Saylor, Bitcoin maxi type come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, you know, daddy's back. Here we go. And I disagree. This chart tells you who's in charge, not Michael Saylor. So yeah, I mean, I love this. I'm more bullish today than I've been. Yeah, Michael Boomer. Shady, what's up, buddy? I think that we are absolutely poised for the most ridiculous next 6 weeks you've ever seen. By the way, if you are a first-time chatter and you use your first chat as something productive, I will answer whatever question that you want. That one guy came in with like, I bought more Shiba. That's not going to get it from me. I mean, I'll laugh at you if that's what you're going for. But if you're new, come in, have a chat. I'm happy to take a look at anything. Let's look at the DeFi perp. Just, more ADA. Akorian, having just gifted 10 subs. I'll take that one laying down. Did exactly what we thought it would do. Came up. I said I wouldn't be shocked if it rejected this area. It did reject this area. Came back down. I will look at it. This is a lot of supply. Snacks. I mean, guys, we're looking at a straight up rotation into DeFi right now. Huh. You know what Akorian? So Akorian just said it seems more like Send Everything season, which it might be. So that chart exists. I don't remember whose chart it is. It'll come back to me. But there's if Bitcoin is up, if Ethereum is up, if large caps are up, mid, small, or whatever, and you kind of mix them all together, you can see what's going on in the marketplace. And the only time that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alts all go up at the same time is when retail's coming in. And say what you want about Sam Bankman-Fried. That guy has done more for awareness in the last 4 months than others have done in the previous 40 months. Starting at the All-Star break after the All-Star break is when Major League Baseball grabbed the FTX sponsorship. So if you watch baseball, in fact, I think there's a game tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but on their chest on TV, they have the FTX logo. Right? Yeah. It's now FTX Arena in Miami. He got Tom Brady and Steph Curry and Giselle. This is all since July, folks. Crypto.com is nice. I love me some Matt Damon. So yeah, now we got Matt Damon coming out. You get people like Matt Damon and Tom Brady and Steph Curry, and I'm missing somebody else, all coming. That's how mainstream people get adoption, right? So Sam is doing God's work. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. $100 million sponsorship for 5 years in F1. $100 million. Okay, yes. Yeah, so look at these crazy ass sponsorships that are being dealt out right now. They're absurd. They're absurd. So, attendees of the first Heat game got an exclusive NFT. I mean, this guy. So yeah, here's the thing. It's going to be genius season real soon, where everybody's genius because you just call something and it goes up. This is where relative strength comes in. We talk about it all the time. And I'm going to give an example today because I think it's worth, it's a good lesson for everybody. And it's probably something that I will clip, edit, and share on Twitter. And I would invite all of you to do the same. Norp Kid, what's up? First time chatter. Norp, good to have you here. I'm going to share something on relative strength right now, which is going to matter quite a bit. And I'm going to give an example as to why it's important. And the damage it can cause, okay? If you don't pay attention to relative strength. And I might as well do it now. If this is working, which it is, okay. All right. I want to show you guys this. And this is a lesson. So this is going to be a little disjointed as I do it live, but I will edit it down so it's easier to follow later on if you don't catch this here. But I want you all to tune in for a moment. And I want you all to listen to me, okay? This is the most important lesson that you can learn for the next 2 to 6 months, okay? Right now, zone in. Quit fucking around. This is what you need to know. Okay? Relative strength matters. If you guys were hanging around with me, when we first got into AVAX, I was extraordinarily bullish on PNG. Okay? I like PNG a lot. I think I bought it like here, like $1.20. PNG is like Uniswap on AVAX chain. And I talked about it and we're like, hey man, this thing looks great. And so we caught this entire move up. I mean, we went up to 4 something, okay? And that was a 4x move in PNG. This is actually not a good story, by the way. This is a bad story. This was before Trader Joe was really established. So at the moment, you saw all of this money. No. See, Joe came next. Joe hasn't even happened yet. I will show you the Joe chart. And what was happening here, what was happening there, what was happening with AVAX all at the same time. In fact, I'm going to pull this up here because, again, this lesson is crucial. All right. Let's take a look. This move started, we're going to call it August 17th. We're going to go back here and we're going to draw a line on August 17th. That is right here. Okay? That day, AVAX cost $19 at the low. And that's this move here. Yeah, I know a lot of people bought this at the top, okay? Because at that moment, it looked like PNG was the move. But this is where you get screwed up in alts and why I'm going over this right now. Because I bought this and I wrote this all up as a 4x move. I actually bought Joe at the same time. At the same time, guys. Look at this. No joke. That's the day I bought it. The high that day was, I don't know. I can't even see what the hell. Like, I don't know, 4 cents, 8 cents-ish. Okay? And I sold, I think I bought it like between 8 and 13 cents. And I sold it at like 41, 42 cents. Because at this point, I'm like, all right, August 22nd, 23rd, the move is PNG. Because PNG is the one that's established. So here we go, 22nd, 23rd. See? Look at this, what's going on. You're going, all right, this looks pretty sick. PNG is moving. Joe had a run. I actually sold out of my Joe at 41 cents. And bought more PNG. But a lot of people I was talking to at that time, I was like, hey, I'm pretty bullish on P&G right now. And this is where the lesson truly comes in. Look at these days. See this? This is where the breakdown happens. And you go, what the fuck? All right, 25 and 26. 25 and 26. So here is the 25th and the 26th on AVAX. Okay? Let's see if I can duplicate this one, because it'll make it easier if I can get all three of them up at the same time. So you have this like little drawdown where you go, oh man, you know, it's tough on AVAX. But P&G started falling, and look what happened to Joe. Joe kind of found this. So again, we got 25, 26, 25 and 26. All while this is happening, P&G is ripping, okay? Or I'm sorry, Joe is ripping. P&G is pulling back. AVAX is pulling back. Joe is ripping. You're going, wait a minute here. What the hell is going on right now? But here's what you'll end up doing, okay? And this is the lesson. This is why I'm bringing it up. I know somebody that this happened to. I'm not going to say his name. He does watch the stream sometimes, though. Okay? He bought up here because we were all expecting $10 P&G. I was among them. He bought up here. And he held, and he held, and he held. And he held all the way down to here. Okay? A lot of people would say, okay, you lost this level. You need to cut. But what most people end up doing is they hold. They go, no, man, like it'll come back. I bought up here. I'm down in USD. I'm not going to do it. And this is the whole lesson I want you to see. Really, this was a cut on the 29th. At worst, it was a cut on the 30th. But most people look at this and they say, I don't want to take that loss, man. Shit. It was for, I'm literally taking a 50% drawdown on real money. I don't want to do that. If you sell out of P&G, you sell into AVAX, right? You sell, let's say you did it on this day, and let's say you got the worst, like just right here mid-bar, you sell at $2.07 on August 30th. So now you sold into AVAX around $40. Look what's happened to P&G since. It's just kind of moved along. It's gone down, guys. It got as low as $1 again. So if I had just cut my losses and forgot about my bag, let alone rotating into Joe. Let's say I just forgot. Let's say I just forgot about my bag and I was like, fuck, I just took a huge drawdown on P&G. I bought at $4, I sold at $2. It's a 50% loss. This is absolutely brutal. And you cut and you buy in here at $40, $38, $39. Look what move you missed. Okay? By bag holding and by failing to rotate, by failing to cut your loss, you could have been 100% whole again. Okay? Look at this. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? So had you cut it on the day you were supposed to, on the day the chart said Trader Joe's ripping and P&G's breaking down, there's volume coming in, you have to cut your loss. Okay? Had you done that and just been like, fuck, I just took a 50% drawdown on my buying the top. I bought here, I sold here. I turned 200 grand into 100 grand. If you had done that and all you did was just hang out, look at this move. You guys see this percentage? 109% move from your capitulation. And so had you cut it when you were supposed to, and all you did is lick your wounds and say, fuck, I'm just going to hang out on AVAX. When it got to the highs, how much were you down in US dollars? That's right. Nada. You were actually up. You were actually up. If you cut your loss at the right time and move into strength, you would have gotten back your entire lost nut that just by hanging on. Let's say you actually were smart and said, fuck it, I'm gonna go into Joe. Because this would have been that day. That would have been right here. So here's this drawdown. You kind of move over end of the month. You get a move on Joe from $1 to $4. That's a 4x. Now you're up. You doubled your initial account if you caught the relative strength leader. If you caught the relative strength leader, you took a 50% loss and then you 4x'd from there. Not 4x. 4, F-O-U-R, X. 400% move to the highs. But you know what a lot of you are going to do? A lot of you will go, nah, man, nah, I don't want to take that loss. I don't want to take that loss. And I know somebody this happened to. Okay? Look where this is now. Because you didn't take the loss. Because you didn't take the loss. You missed this entire ridiculous move in AVAX. You didn't have the capital to play Joe, even though it was worth it. Because you said, nah, man, it hurts too much. I don't want to take that loss. And it's what people do constantly. And it's why you need to be willing to change your mind. You need to be able to look at alts, to look at the general market, and every day come in with an open mind to say, yes, I'm going to take the information that's given to me and I'm going to be decisive and I'm going to make moves. Because even though we caught the move from $1 to $4, some people bought the 4 and then they just held. And they missed out on this entire move on AVAX. They missed out on this entire move on Joe. By the way, this entire move on Joe, if you were just staking for X Joe, was like printing at 100% APY too. So not only would you have caught the 4X move, you would have gotten, I don't know, like 10% extra tokens during that time if you were, using it on Beefy and having an auto compound. So the Don Martin says, so basically check out an ecosystem, find your picks, and monitor your picks to learn when to cut your L's. Yes, and that is why this matters so much, okay? AVAX over ETH. Or if you're on ChartX, so here's PNG. I'm gonna show you what this actually looks like, okay? Look, so I gave you the USD. Look at the actual chart on PNG versus AVAX during that period. Okay? If this shit isn't resonating for you guys, I don't know what to tell you. What did we say it was? 17th? Oops, sorry. Yep, August 17th. Here we are. August 17th. So we caught this run up initially, which is great. Improving 50% versus AVAX. That's unreal. But then here's the breakdown, guys. And you're down 74% versus AVAX if you bought the highs. So the people who say to me, like, I'm bag holding, I'm just going to wait for it to come back. Like, it'll come back. It'll come back in USD. What? What? Is this making sense? Am I speaking like a different language to you guys? This is why I love alts, because I'm not gonna say I make money all the time because I don't, but like it's if you know what to look for, it's pretty easy to make money in this game, guys. All right, XXT, thank you, clear as can be. Completely makes sense. So the next time you see yourself, it is a good, dude, it's a beautiful conversation for a podcast episode, Kaz. To cut or not to cut. The next time you are looking at an underwater position and going, nah, man, it's going to come back. you better have an unbelievable FA reason or have some inside source news, okay? Like, guys, this is not hard. You just have to do what's required of you when the chart tells you to. I remember there's this parable. It's from The West Wing. And just bear with me for a second because I think it resonates here. Essentially, there was a guy who was in a flood territory. And a flood came through his town, and where he had to go onto his roof because his flood kind of went into his house. It was like roof high. He had to climb onto his roof. And a guy came by in a rowboat, and he said, "Hey man, I got a boat, let's go." And the guy on the roof said, "I don't need to go with you. I have faith in God. God will provide for me. I don't need to go from you. I have my faith in the Lord." The guy in the boat's like, "All right, let's keep going." More people came by. Another search crew came by in another boat and said, "Hey man, let's go. Like, his waters aren't receding. You got to go." The water's just still rising. Now they're a little bit above the roof. He's sitting on top. He said, "I don't need your help. I believe in the Lord. The Lord believes in me, and He will provide." So the next rescue crew is like, "All right." And then a helicopter comes by, and dude's at the top of the apex of his roof. He's sitting there. The waters are rising. It's essentially on his feet. And the helicopter drops a ladder down. They're like, "Hey, get on in." And the guy says, "I don't need your help. I have faith in the Lord. I don't need you to rescue me. I got this. I have faith in the Lord. The Lord will provide for me." And the helicopter flies off. Well, the waters continue rising. The guy drowns and dies. And when he gets to St. Peter's gates, he walks in and says, "God, I was your faithful servant my whole life. I did everything you told me to do. I had faith in you, and you let me die in the flood. What happened?" And God said, "I sent you a rowboat, I sent you a rescue crew, and I sent you a helicopter. What the hell are you doing here?" Okay? I sent you a Joe rip. I sent you an AVAX rip. And if you looked at PNG was declining versus AVAX the whole time. What the hell are you doing owning PNG down here? What the hell are you doing here? Just look at the chart. Look at the information that's being given to you and fucking use it. Okay? Now, obviously I didn't tell that joke well. And some people probably tune in and they're like, "Why is this guy talking about God?" I'm not here to talk about God. The point remains. The guy was sent 2 rescue crews and a helicopter, okay? And he said no because somebody else would provide. You were sent signals in a rival having hella momentum, AVAX improving, and PNG declining versus AVAX. But you held your bag down to the lows? What the hell are you doing here? Okay? Aquarian says, "But in the end, someone has to be holding the bags, right?" I mean, yeah, but like, it doesn't have to be us. Okay? There's going to be people that the bag hold that are just destined to lose money in the greatest market at the greatest time ever. Okay? It doesn't have to be us. And it's not like what I just explained to you guys. You probably, if you didn't already know that, which I know many of you did, if you didn't already know that, you would have gotten there eventually when you're like, "Man, what the fuck?" And you would have gotten there on your own. I'm just trying to get you there a little bit quicker because eventually everybody's going to know this. That's the great thing about a nascent market, a developing market like we're in, is that there's a lot of really, really dumb people out there. And look, we've all been the dumb people, okay? I was the one who was aping into stuff right before rugs when I first got into crypto, where it's like, yeah, this guy launched 2 other projects. They both rug, but this one's going to be nice. You're like, I'm going to give that a go. Number 3 is a good one. Like, what? You just don't do that shit. It takes time. You got to learn, okay? Everybody learns. This is why relative strength matters. So the next time that you're sitting there going like, "I don't know, man. I think I'll sell the next pump. Okay? Because you know what you didn't do actually? Because let's be honest, nobody actually. When we got to this point, just like talk about the psychology of trading here real quick. So remember, so here's this broke down level, came down. You're like, it's gonna come back, man. It's gonna come back. I know it, and it did. Look, it got all the way back up here to the last lost key level. And what happened? People sold into it. But when we got here, when you were in this bar, if you were bag holding, what were you saying? Oh, it's P&G's time now, baby. I got it. I'm not selling. I'm gonna cut my loss even at $4. I'm a hold. And here you are. Right now. Down over 50% again from an out you could have taken. All right. I just don't get it. I don't get it. People just love to make bad decisions, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, I can go over CRV. You're like, yeah, all right, dude, fine. Shut the fuck up. Show me CRV. I can do that for you. 6 figures. All right. So, in the same spirit of what I just spoke about, let's look at CRV. CRV looks pretty good, right? We look at this chart. I don't know. When you look at this chart, what do you think? Are we going to deviate on all-time high breaks on all of the coins? Seems to be the norm now. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, CRV looks really, really good. Versus USD. Versus ETH, yeah, it looks pretty good. And this is where that's exactly right. That's what this is, Careless. So it's not that the CRV chart doesn't look good. It looks really, really good. It looks really good versus USD. But if you look at it versus Ethereum, you go, you know, all right. This thing got taken to the woodshed. Essentially, we turned the year over. We turned from 20 to 21. And it's been a shit show ever since. Now, this is productive where we are at this moment because we actually broke a couple resistance levels, which is what this is right here. So you have R formed, and we actually broke up and are coming down. So like, that's not bad. That's not a bad place to be versus Ethereum. And so it actually, you know, I don't mind this, to be honest with you. Let me show you what it would look like. Yeah, I forgot I moved everything to black. Sorry guys, give me a second. I gotta revert my settings now that I did my cover up half the chart deal. All right. So you have this was resistance. That was maybe flipped. Okay, so you could actually justify longing the CRV area now, particularly with some of the DeFi schemes that they have, right? You can earn some pretty good yield on Curve, on CRV. In fact, I know a lot of people who have enormous bags in CRV. Okay, so yeah, this is not a bad idea. But the point is, whatever you're evaluating right now, because I don't have time to go through all of them. Like, I'll go through whatever you guys want me to. If you want me to look at stuff, I'll happily do it. But it's not just CRV USD. Let me add this. Okay. Every time you go to look at something, you look at this and you go, all right, not bad. We're at essentially highs. We have never gotten here before versus USD. That's fine. But remember how I said this thing had sucked essentially since the turn of the year versus Ethereum? Ethereum had its big run at the turn of the year. If you were just bag holding CRV, you're like, oh, it wasn't bad. I kind of held my USD value. Well, I'm going to just juxtapose these really quick. Anytime you can use a word like juxtapose, I feel like my English teachers are happy. Okay. Was it the right play at the time? Okay. You lost money badly versus Ethereum. Okay. You lost money badly versus Ethereum. So whenever you go to check an alt, check whatever it's denominated in. CRV would be Ethereum. Some people just do it against Bitcoin, which is fine. You can CRV BTC. I'm sure it exists somewhere. You can check to see what the strength is. But this is literally the difference. You go, oh man, no, USD, it's been fine. It's kind of hung around, went up, went down, whatever. HEBA, I did not check BNB yet. I will, since you're a first-time commenter. But if you were holding the same time, you missed out on this entire move in Ethereum. So if you're like, no, man, I love CRV. It's going to the moon. That's fine. At one point, you were down 72% versus Ethereum. You were down 72% versus Ethereum at one point. Okay. Is that good? Sounds rare. I don't think it's a good idea, right? Yeah, so BNB actually, I think it was last time I streamed. Somebody said, you know, BNB's looking like something, and I said, yeah, BNB looks like, you know, I mean, we cracked this A-line, so this is done. It's still R because the R is here. So we've flipped 500 from resistance to support, which is very, very big. It's also very big for meme coins that are on BNB. So that's probably the next one. Yeah, I can do that, Jasper. So yeah, I think we'll pretty much, if we get any sort of sustained move from Bitcoin or Ethereum, you will see $600+ BNB. But Beanbeth, okay? I will never stop doing this until everybody gets this and we can all get rich together, because we know something that everybody should know and they don't, okay? Now you could say this is a good time to buy because BNB might outperform Ethereum too. In fact, it probably will. Like this looks like, yeah. I'm even gonna put this down. And I'm gonna alert it. BNB versus ETH breakout, okay? BNB versus ETH breakout. That is my alert. We're at the range lows now. You could play range lows to range high if you want to, if you really believe in it. I just don't want to miss the Ethereum break. But that's a 30% move, theoretically. I'm not really interested in playing that move in BNB versus Ethereum because, again, you have to think in terms of, is price going to go up here? Perhaps. However, is it going to outperform whatever I'm selling in order to buy it? And if you're selling Ethereum to buy BNB, you better believe, or you better hope that it outperforms. Otherwise, you would have been better off just holding, right? So range trading on that shit doesn't really interest me. It's not something I would probably do. It may be more than like a scalp, something super quick. However, if you get this sort of double top breakdown, the next move will be pretty violent, right? And you could actually probably justify that move a little bit more. It's not like a tremendously bigger move, 50% maybe, but I'm more interested in seeing like a double top or like a range high failure because that's gonna have momentum, much like this breakdown had momentum over here. So if you can see the range high failure happen, then that's a breakout trade versus Ethereum, and a lot of people will pile on. The only people who are trying to range trade BNB right now versus Ethereum are BNB maxis, like CZ and his boys. Okay, like who the fuck's doing that? Jaspo just said I see a lot of BSC shitcoins. Okay, sorry. Let me know when you guys are back from break. Back, all right. So yeah, look for the breakout, and then obviously if you ever see like a true breakout, like breakout of the highs, then yeah, get involved. It's gonna be sick. And what was that? Dotith? Dotith. So I know that's what you're talking about. And I can even drop this down to kind of like make the case a little bit more. Yeah, no problem, Heba. I'm happy to help where I can. I would say that this is more important though. This little like distribution zone over here, Acorian. So, you know, yes, it might break out here. I would be more interested in playing DOT versus ETH if you get like this. This is still like range high to me, even if you get through that point. So if you get through here and do one of those, like, yeah, because this is a huge move. Again, that's all about RR, right? Like what's the, if it breaks, where's the next logical resistance point? Well, I'd rather take the like range high has been broken. And it's a 50% move to the next logical R, than something where you're like maybe up against resistance. Not that it won't happen, it probably will, but again, your dollars are your bullets, right? So save for the best opportunities out there. That's just like decision making, right? A lot of people are super hot on DOT. I talk a lot of shit about DOT because, you know, reasons you've heard me explain before. So I won't get into them, but you know, look for the best trade that there is at the moment that you get it, right? This one has been absolutely mystifying to me. And for those of you who are on Binance Smart Chain still, because I'm really not. I have a few things over there, but like for the most part, I've moved on. What has taken Cake's place? Is anything taking Cake's place? Like, why is Cake getting absolutely the shit kicked out of her right now? Getting the absolute shit kicked out of right now. Is there a new like Uniswap over there? It does have infinite supply, but you know, like it didn't stop it before. I don't know, man. So this is really the area that you'd want to hold anyway. But I've seen a lot of like, what the hell's Ape Swap and like all these other things that have like popped up. I think those are all just like white labeled routers into PancakeSwap anyway, but I don't really know. So you would want to see this hold. And as one of the things I usually talk about is, which is triggers, goes, you would say, hey, look, we're right at that area. And you've already kind of seen it starting to pull up a little bit. That is still not enough for me to be interested to take a position on that. TVL's increasing. I mean, this is a massive breakdown while the market's been pretty good. Look at this. Like 40% versus BNB. Whew. Yeah. So Corian says, wait for reversal confirmation. Absolutely. Since I'm in my like storytelling mood today, I say this all the time, and I say it to Kaz all the time and other people too, whenever there's a massive, massive breakdown. Like when you see the licks or the liquidation candles on Bitcoin, a lot of people say, I want to buy that. And that usually ends up being pretty painful. Because the first mouse theory takes over. Think about a mousetrap. Mousetrap, you know, piece of cheese, mousetrap. Mouse comes and gets it, boom. Kills the first mouse. So the first mouse gets killed by the trap. But the trap can only be sprung once. The second mouse walks up, sees his buddy who got waxed, goes, that's a tough break. You know, you play cards together, whatever it was, takes the cheese, moves on. You don't want to be the first mouse, you want to be the second mouse. That's what waiting for confirmation is. And so, yeah, this has been an absolute shitstorm. And there's been no corresponding volume here at all. But that also says to me that it could happen at any time. Like if CZ says, all right, we're risk on, let's rip this thing. Like you'll see this sort of volume come out of nowhere again very soon. So keep an eye on that. Adam, good. Kind of hanging out up here. The Luna incentivized pools, I think, are coming. So Adam's had a tough go here versus Ethereum. And, you know, even though I love it. Yeah, sorry, Hulu, but I will. I don't know what MTV is, so it's hard for me to jump off because it's smaller caps. I'm assuming other people don't as well, but I'll get to it. So yeah, we really want to hold this level or else it's going to get pretty bad for Adam in the near term. Now, I don't really care about that as much because for me, it is a longer term hold and my buys were back here anyway. So whatever, still in profit and I'm staking, which means I'm getting, you know, APY, but yeah, Adam looks all right. If it holds. MTV multi-vac, that's what you want? Multi-vac? Start smart contracts in November. I mean, you're going to be ADA, right? It's not that bad, to be honest. Okay. So that's your area. That's not bad. I will say this, just looking at it at a glance. This is a pretty strong reversal signal right now. If this turns down, it's going to revert back to the 50-day. So, I don't know if you're a bag holder, if you're thinking about getting in, but it might not. It might just keep going, but like that's a 3-day bearish divergence, which those don't throw accidentally very often. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. This is a pretty strong. Yeah, that's a pretty strong divergence. I bet you'll see it come down and retest 0.014, 0.015 soon. So. And then once it gets there, see a reversal, go ham. No problem. Ugh. You'd think for all the ads Sam has going on. FTT could, you know. Looks bad. Metcalf. Yeah, FTT's weird. You know, almost as befuddling. I don't know if you guys, you know, follow Messi or, you know what he's into or whatever, but, you know, Messi caught a lot of shit because he was very, very big into MTA. Okay, Dot's there. I'll switch to Dot in a second. And it got absolutely housed, right? Just housed. But I'm surprised it's still been hanging between like 40 and 80 cents. Pretty nuts. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good for the Doticians or whatever. Showing pretty good relative strength. You know? Near term, anyway. QNT. I don't like that. I would have preferred that hold. Went on Dot to pump? Yeah. All right, so QNT actually, you know, holding here. I don't think, so again, a little bit of alpha. Whenever you see these sorts of candles with that volume, those guys will step in and defend this shit. So they'll defend in here. If they don't, which I think they will. If they don't, I mean, you're gonna get, yeah. I'll see you at $200 or sub $200, the way I should put it. So shit, Tacoma, I got you, dog. Link next. Super. Oh boy. Oh boy. Who is this again? I forget his name. Elio? What happened? We just dumped? What do you mean? Oh my god, we did. Yeah, Elio. Well, Bitcoin did. But you know what, Kaz? I don't really care, man, because I'm an Ethereum. Sell Bitcoin. Who gives a shit? Oof. Oof. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the defense off of sub 0.7, 0.69. Look at that volume, guys. That is we came to party volume down here. It's good. Well, that I don't like. All right. I'm going to go to Linketh first. All right. Send this to Chainlink God and be like, hey, man, what are we doing here? You got a plan or what? All right, here's when you long Link, okay? If you're a Link bag holder at this point, like if you were part of the Link Marines, if you were a part of the Link Marines through DeFi Summer last year and you had that crazy ass run up where everybody got rich when this crazy shit happened, and you had a lot of Link because of that, and then you held all the way down 86% from the highs, yeah, just hold. I would just hold. Because, like, you missed. So, if you're looking to get a position into Link, here's when you do it. Ready? One, there's a bit of a reversal happening now. That's when you do it. I don't care what the USD price is at the time. That's the only time that I would think about it. And I'm guessing, I mean, I don't know, because we don't know what's going to happen to price for that to happen. But I would think that it would be this breakout point would be the same as that Link ETH flip would be right here. So then you would get price discovery on Link. FTM. Did I do that already? I don't really care. I'll do it anyway, but oof. Yeah, I mean, what is there to say? Is there ever a time to hold Ren? I'll take a look, Careless. Cutie, NFT. Can you check my FTM? So last time somebody asked me about this, it was this level here, $2.30. So if you're holding and you think, Phantom is it, that's the area you really want to hold. I mean, if it's really strong, it'll stop at 230. If it's got a little bit of weakness, it'll come to 2. If it's trying to screw with people, it'll drop below that. It's actually not a bearish divergence, not by my definition. So oh God, what's one that's having one right now? That MTV. So let me go back to MTV, ETH. To show, was it MTV? Oh yeah, it was MTV USD. There we go. All right, so just to be clear, bearish divergence, you get an impulse higher, which is right here, right? And you can see where the MACD is. You get price coming down and back up again. New highs. New high close is technically the rule. And we do. So you have this it's a straight up double top. But the momentum is down. So the strength to get, they used up all the strength they had to get it there and they couldn't punch it through. And so when this turns over, you'll see it probably come back down. That's a bearish divergence. So essentially it's all set off the first push forward. So you got this high, you see the high here. If this had done this instead, if the MACD had gone higher here on this punch forward, wouldn't be a bearish divergence. It would just be more strength. It'd be more momentum. You would say, I'm in, this thing's gonna rip again. So we didn't get that. So that's what a divergence is by my definition. Careful of bear divs on bull market mode. Yeah, true. But I will say that 3-day bear divs, there's not a lot of fake ones of those. Yeah, on 30 minutes, definitely. Oh, shady. Well, first off, so I'm going to call out Shady for asking a brilliant question here. And I remember that issue myself. Okay. Three-day bear div on Solana too. I remember that question myself. Or dealing with that. He said, I got a psychology question for you. As my portfolio has grown, I have been having trouble getting over the mental hurdle of taking trades where my percentage risk is the same as always, but the nominal dollar risk is now much higher. My mind keeps coming back to the dollar risk. It affects my objectivity on the trade. Any tips for getting over that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is something that we all deal with, man. And first off, kudos to you for getting to the point where that affects you. Now, I say that you could be trading with $100 million, you could be trading with 100 grand. But if you started with 1 million and got to 100, or started with 1 grand and got to 100 grand, you're risking what maybe your account was to start on a trade, right? If you have a 1% or a 5% or a 10% risk or whatever it is very, very hard to do that. So, Shady, that is where expectancy comes in. That's why I always talk about Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, because you have to have faith and confidence in yourself to get it right. Okay. Much like you, that nominal dollar amount impacts you. You look at it and you start going like, oh man, I'm down, $13,000 or whatever it is. If it's, a certain point, and that was a lot of money for you, it's pretty difficult to get past it, right? You go 13 grand, I could do a lot. My first car cost 5 grand. You start playing those games, and if you didn't grow up wealthy, which I did not, we were not poor, but we were not wealthy, right? You see that stuff and you go, motherfucker, man, that's a lot of money, and it's hard to get past that. So what I would say to you is you got to have a ton of confidence in your setups and maybe be more selective. Using the relative strength side of it is good, is easier. I've found, like, no joke, Shady, trading spot and not leverage helped me with that. Because you can take the same trade. Let's say you wanted to take an Ethereum trade. You're doing USDT perps, or you're just trading out Bitcoin for Ethereum. You don't feel it as much if the USD price goes down, but Ethereum versus Bitcoin goes up, because you're gaining more tokens relative to whatever. But if you log into Bybit or FTX or whatever, and you look and you go, yeah, it's falling less than Bitcoin was, but I'm still down X thousands of dollars. Like, that's a tough pill to swallow. So Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, I read it once a year. It's a phenomenal book. Kind of teaches you some tricks on that. But here's what I would say to you. You could not have gotten to the point that you are in without being good at what you do. So have faith in that. Have confidence in that. And just stay true to who you are. You can't get an itchy trigger finger because of the nominal value or the notional value of your trades. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's like you always hear about pitchers or quarterbacks or whomever. They get to the World Series, they get to the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you become a gunslinger. Or all of a sudden, you're trying to overpower guys when you were a finesse pitcher. Dance with the girl that brought you, man. So if you want to take this a step further here, Shady, I would look at your own setup and go, where did I make the most money? I would break down the setups that you like the most, the things you have the most confidence in. If you're keeping a trading journal, look at the types of setups where you've done really, really well and stick to those as you get yourself past that mental hurdle. But you're good at this. If you got to that point where you're having that issue, you're pretty good. So if you want to talk more about it, ping me in Stack Labs chat. It's kind of hard for me to do that, on the fly, but it's not easy. It's a good question. Yeah, no problem. Hey bro, first time on here. Can you look at Matic? Heard some big alpha ahead of NFT NYC. So Gary, yeah, I'm happy to take a look at it. Are you saying that you have alpha on Matic, or that you think there is some coming? Because if you have some, I'm gonna need to hear it. And then, or if you're just speculating, that's different. Polygon. So is this like NFT alpha? I'm not sure. Oh, really? All right. Gary said apparently Sushi's platform and Polygon doing STH in the next few days. That's not nothing. So I need to invert these really quick. Hold on. Just want to make sure my picture is clear. Okay. I see significant R at $2. There's significant R at $2. So if you want to play this, if you want to play the news, if you think something's coming, I would want to see that pretty strongly rip through there. And then you would want to see this area flip to support, which means you don't have to trade it right away. This is the other psychological issue is like you see something and it runs away from you and you end up like buying tops. But again, good levels are retested and then you can find your way in. The greatest example of that being this, right? All these levels were retested. We talked about this to start the show. Resistance. Ah, son of a bitch, I missed. Okay? It's the same concept. You get this breakout and you missed it because you were thinking it was all Bitcoin and, you know, Q1, Q2. So you miss it. And then you buy up here. Yeah, I didn't actually say anything about Sol. I will. So you could FOMO into this, but like, hey, we came back down, tried to flip it again. Oh, I'm going to do this again. Came down, tried to hold it, couldn't, came down, boom. And hey, that area that you missed, it came back to it and tested it. Get up to here, breakout again. Everybody was here at $4,000 going, oh my God, I missed it. I was going to buy this breakout at $2,700. No. Ethereum's going straight to $10,000. Whatever shall I do? Let me 10x long this wick. And you're liquidated. But all that happened was we came down and tested a level from the other side, right? I mean, boom, right back down. So this is how most breakouts of like good stuff moves, right? We have this breakout right now in Ethereum because it is kind of a breakout. I would like to see it move more. So let me show you what I think happens. And I will go back to Solana after that. I think in the very near future, you're going to see a breakout to about $5,000 very soon. It could be anywhere really between 48 and 5. And it might just, you know, oh my God, mass adoption, we go straight through. Doesn't usually happen that way, right? Sonia, what's up? So it's probably going to go up here and you're going to see people 10xing and you're going to see like the bankless guys come out and being like, Ethereum is the greatest thing ever. Which again, I love Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum maxi, but I'm Ethereum, believer, but not a maxi. Retests happen. That's fine. We have a 3-day or a weekly double top that we've broken through. A lot of people think that this is proving it. And I do have support listed here, but this isn't really tested yet. So what I mean by that is like, yeah, we broke through and we've held it from the other side. That's what this area is. It's not exactly how you want to see support proven though. You want to see support proven with an actual move, okay? So this would be that area where you say, oh my God, I'm going to try to catch this. If I don't catch it, then what? So maybe Ethereum goes to $5,000, then we rotate into Bitcoin or something, and then it comes back down and we can catch the bottom of this channel again at the end of the year. Like, I'm 100% here for that. So here's the thing. You guys know that I'm not a signals guy per se. Like, I'll give reversals when I see them, and like I'll call out trades here and there. You go, yeah, Jared, we already talked about Ethereum. I'm trying to give you stuff that you can apply to your own trading. So you can go, oh, yes, this is transferable, right? Like, this is the transitive property works here. It worked there. It's going to work on my thing. So yeah, go take a look at it. You have to go up to higher levels to prove them. Okay? Right? Like, this shit has never been more clear. Right? All right, let me go to Sol. And then we will go to... Yeah, so I was talking about RPG on Binance Smart Chain yesterday in the Stack Labs chat. And it is... And maybe was it yesterday? 2 days ago. And I was in the pre-sale on that. And since we talked about it, it went up like, I don't know, 2x, 3x. But yeah, it's a good project. You guys check it out. RPG on Binance Smart Chain. And I usually don't shield my own stuff. 3x now. All right, sweet. So I usually don't shield my own stuff because it feels kind of dirty. That said, Dan, the CEO, works his ass off. Dude is an animal. Okay? That's what I want out of projects that are low caps, is a person that is willing to, grind their knuckles to bone to see it succeed, and he is that guy. All right, so somebody asked about Solana. Solana is like kind of putting in a 3-day bearish div right now, so we really want to see this push. The FA on Solana makes me more bullish on it, in that at any point you could see a breakout that would negate this, because again, if you see this spot overtaken, this 35 on the MACD, if we get above it, the div is broken, okay? And it's no longer valid. So we have this piece on Solana where we put in a previous high on the 3-day at 187. Well, we've come over it and we've been holding 187. But I will say this about Solana. I want to see it move soon. I want to see it move soon. To break that down, because I don't like seeing those inefficiencies in the market. That said, I would never short Solana. Okay? If you short Solana, you might as well be the Widowmaker, dude. It's a way to go poor. Way to go broke. Holy shit, look at that. Yeah. Do not short Sam. It's just a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. We talked about that when it flipped this level. I even said, this is probably going to run. Excuse me. We got Parachain options coming up on the 11th of November. So I bet it will run until then. I should go find the clip. And I own exactly 0 DOT right now. So, it was pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yeah. Look at it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, spell. My bad. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to say here, it's up. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no TA, dude. It's just up, like on spell. I don't have to tell you, it's a great ride. Leave a moon bag. We talked about dog coins last week and how you just have to like leave a moon bag no matter what. If your bag gets so big, you're like, holy shit, I'm making so much money. I don't know what to do with myself. Sell some. Just a reminder, even though I should be retired off this call, I bought Spell here on the 15th of August. And I told Stack Labs room about it when I did. So, you know. I'm shaking my head and I'm not euphoric because I sold a little bit early. But yeah, that's your old 40X. 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 Well, somebody really wanted some today. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Popsicles relaunching. Okay, makes sense. Everything Daniel's touched for the past 2 months has been an absolute goldmine. So yeah, I think it's probably going to absolutely move. Yeah, he is. Daniel's essentially the new Andre. Except for, he's not a douche. Oh no. Yeah, that person got botted hard. There you go. F in the chat for this guy. Look at this shit. Okay? Dude. That is incredible. Dude tried to YOLO in and just got absolutely waxed. Yikes. So this is a lesson for everybody. That guy tried to come in with 45 grand, or actually probably more than that. I don't remember exactly how to calculate that out, but he had his slippage wrong. And so the bots will see you in the mempool and go, all right, this guy was just clearly aping like the parallel NFT drop or something like that, and his slippage is 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. And that bot, that sandwich bot, had $2 million in liquidity to ruin this guy's life. So essentially it'll go, what is your slippage percentage that you put through? And I will rip that thing to within 1% of whatever your limit is on one side and then sell it on the other side. And so in that, it was in one block, okay? It's not like this was like a few minutes. In one block, that bot extracted $16,000 from that guy in one transaction. Yikes. It's tough, Rick. VBTC trying. All right. I see you. Ataxia. Shout out to the nerds. Pint, for those of you who know. Not everybody does, but for those of you who know, Pint is going to moon. Pint is like an Ether Crash game. Hey, Corp Poke. How you doing? First time chatter. Always good to see y'all in here. Yeah, Sandwich Bot ruined that guy. Yeah, so Pint is essentially like an Ether Crash game. But if you own Pint and you stake Pint, you get part of the house profits, which is pretty sick. So it's like becoming the casino. Another ad. Motherfuckers, these guys. Tell you what. Fucking hate ads. Sorry. Okay, TikTok. I'll install the app. Yeah, pretty much. So BTC, stepping on its dick. We didn't really get to this point to talk about it, but again, I know I have a busy chart, yada, yada, yeah. Get off my nuts. Oh, you got the Coke ad. All right, cool. TikTok and Coke. We're still struggling with this channel top. Ad over. Thank you, Don. It's a long one. So there's a lot of indecision going on right now. Here is, yeah. So I'm just bullish on crypto, right? I'm more bullish on Ethereum. If you were here earlier, you'd have heard me, and I heard him say, I don't like that. Hold on, let me redo this. So that did pop outside the flag. You go candle bodies too if you want. Same deal. So that's not bad. I really don't want to see us come down here though and mess around in 57. That'd be very, very bad for us. But I like where Ethereum is. I think Ethereum's going to be daddy for a bit, in my opinion. I mean, dominance just absolutely grabbing its ankles, right? What is the S&P doing right now? Oh. Yeah, there's not a lot for me. How high will ETH go this time? Like the whole market? The run? Are you asking me for like my, give me like a qualifier. I'll tell you what my ETH target is. I think you'll see $5,000 Ethereum, like probably before Thanksgiving. It's the first. It is nice that the Russell's back at all-time highs. That's good for us. So here's what I'll say. I think it's going to be 5K soon, probably before Thanksgiving. I think we will get a crypto run into next year. And I have said that my target for Ethereum is 0.16 to 0.18 versus Bitcoin. So where do you think Bitcoin's going? And then take 16% of that. That's where I think Ethereum's going to be. So if we get $100,000 Bitcoin, then I think $15,000 Ethereum is not unlikely. We're seeing mass adoption, guys. That's why I'm like, the things that you think you know, you do not. There's money coming in you've never seen before. We got Tom and Giselle and Steph all shilling their asses off. The MLB umpires are wearing FTX patches on their frickin' shirts, and FTX is behind home plate in the World Series. Crypto.com has Matt Damon. You know, like, this is the stuff that dreams are made of. I know there's a lot of you that are new today. General Germs, good to see you. I say this all the time, though, and I will never stop saying it. We are in the greatest market at the greatest time in the history of tradable assets. We are in the greatest market at the greatest time in the history of tradable assets. Because even when nation markets were starting to trade, goods trades in the 1700s or, early on, in the stock market, post-depression, when shit went crazy, in the 80s when shit went crazy, in the 90s when shit went crazy, the barrier to entry to get in and trade those things when they happened was tough. Like, you had to find a way to get in. I remember just like trying to apply to get margin approved on my trading account, and I was like, oh my God, it's insane, right? Well, crypto, you can trade from your phone. You also can do it anywhere in the world, and it's not hard to get your money on there. So that was like, the dot-com bubble or whatever it is. Like, getting money in there was difficult. Not your 401k or like whatever, your IRA. It's not hard to get it in that way, but this way it is. Like if you're just like putting money into trade, cash. On crypto, Robinhood, you got people buying everything all over the place. And it doesn't matter where you are. Like a fifth of the Philippines is making money off of AXS, okay? And living, like paying for their families to live, okay? And that's in the Philippines. This is pulling the world together. And I'm going to say this. My friends in crypto are from all over the world. They're from Europe, South America, Central America, Africa, Australia, Asia, Canada, Portugal, right? All over the world. Where I never would have interacted with these people if not for crypto. And it's pulling us all together. We're forming communities online to kind of build and teach each other and get better. Think what's going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years. And here's what I'm going to say, why I said that. Crypto may be among the biggest paradigm shifts in the history of mankind. So much so that, Akorian isn't just some guy from Portugal now, Like, he and I have talked a lot. And I have talked to people in Taiwan and in Japan and in Australia. And it pulls the world together. You seek to understand more. It's easy to have an enemy when you can't ever talk to them. It's easy to have an enemy that, hates capitalism or, whatever it is, Russia being terrible. Okay, like, it's easy to sit back and listen to what the news tells you, listen to what people tell you, whatever. But you go out and talk to these people. And crypto is going to pull humanity closer than anything that's ever happened in the history of mankind. And quite frankly, it's probably the reason why we don't see large-scale wars ever again. I think crypto, you could see something crazy. Like, here is my bold prediction for the day. Okay? In the next 10 years, Times Person of the Year is going to be crypto early adopters. Did I just get really blurry? I feel like I did. Times Person of the Year is going to be crypto early adopters because it is shrinking the world and making communities where they otherwise wouldn't have been. And it's going to stop wars. It's going to stop wars. I could go through the steps to lay out why that happens, but essentially, if I can create a living without having to rely on my natural resources in my own hometown, then I don't need to go somewhere else to get it, okay? Like, I just talked about the Philippines and how people play, like, Axie Infinity and other NFT games, and it's enough money for them to support their families. Well, if you don't have economic hardship, you're not going the fuck to war. So if crypto can provide those opportunities as people are onboarding, why would we ever go to war again? Because of ideologies? Are you shitting me? Okay, Sonia. There are like 3 reasons why people go to war, why countries go to war. I'm going to look up some of these other ones that people have asked me to, but there's like 3 reasons. Resources, religion, yep, religion, and, you know, oh my God, manifest destiny, right? You're just trying to take over the world, right? Political interest, yeah, sure. Power. But if you don't need those things, if you can get those things another way, it's going to neuter entire political hierarchies. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And I will stand the fuck by that. All right. Pinky's Plays TV. You have a question. Go for it, man. Or gal, woman, whatever. Yeah, Dingeth. You got it right. Oil. Physical resources will still be key. They will. Yeah, but Sonya, the only reason why people follow political leaders is if you like, people join the military because you can't get another job. Or you don't have another option. And so you join the military. That's why my grandfather joined in World War II, okay? My grandfather fought in the Pacific Theater in World War II. There's a sense of pride, no doubt. But at the time, what else are you gonna do? It got him the training he needed to provide for his family. If I can do something else without having to do that, why would I? Yeah. Yeah, so the point is, look, I already think that wars are pretty impossible now because China would cut their own throat right now by going to war with the United States. It'd just be stupid. All right, Piggies, I'm going to have to look at that for a second because that's a lot more difficult question than I was anticipating you bringing up. Yeah, there you go. Evicted, you can't roll in an hour and a half late and be like, hey man, cover the stuff you already talked about. HNT, that's the one I was going to pull up. Because I wanted to pull this up because it ties into the point that I was just making, which always is nice. So HNT is a Web 3.0 thing. Well, Web 3.0 takes the power out of the hands of, Amazon Cloud Services and Facebook and other things and democratizes people. So there's still going to be a strain on resources. Yeah, there might still be a strain on resources, but there's also going to be trade to make that happen. Web 3.0, yeah, I know Helium, allows you to become essentially a part of the internet and actually get compensated for doing it. Right? So you can decentralize the internet and get paid for doing it. You got a laptop sitting around not doing anything, then, contribute and get paid for it. Anybody can do that. We are the network, exactly right. Okay? And so, look, when people say, I don't think it's going to stop wars, yeah, it's a little ambitious, no doubt. But the point is, these things are all happening simultaneously. And it's a 22-hour-a-day job to try to stay on top of it. And Lord knows I try. Absolutely. Get a hotspot, contribute to the network, you're good. You can make money. Okay? I tweeted the other day on my Twitter account, so right here, underneath my name. There. Shit, it's in my mic, by the way. A thread by Raoul Paul talking about crypto development markets and NFTs and all that kind of stuff. And I said, my quote to his thread, which is long, but you should read it, is, any crypto skeptic needs to go read this right now. And he lays down everything that I just talked about and more. Okay? All right, Pinkies, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole that you're taking me on with your 2 paragraphs, but it better have a payoff. Okay, Pinkies Plays TV. Everyone just writes me off when I don't bring up the major coins. Have you or will you look at EGC or Evergrow and tell me your honest opinion in it and what they're trying to do with the utility of the coin? I've made a good chunk off of it, but it doesn't feel like your typical shitcoin. I'm fairly new to this whole scene, but I've done quite a bit of research on coins. HNT mining not profitable anymore. Well, I mean, there's also very little adoption so far. Imagine if more people start leaning into it, right? Yeah, it's all about the idea. It's all about the paradigm shift. Yeah, I can look at... yeah, so EGC is a Reflect clone. It's an RFI clone. It's just like Apex. It's just like Shiba Inu. It's just like anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, this is great. This is great. That it's come in, but I mean, it's not, you're not splitting the atom with that. Yeah, no, it will definitely, yeah, it's SafeMoon, same deal. It'll definitely fail in time, but it can run a lot. So just be careful, take profits along the way. Yeah, so there's nothing unique about that. The thing is, like, anytime you see a clone, you got to be careful, right? Because all they did was just change the formula a little bit. Instead of 9%, it's 8%. They got the whole frictionless yield concept. And they have people coming in that are obviously putting money into it, which is great. I mean, $28.4 million in liquidity is a lot. But yeah, there's nothing that's really like, you know, groundbreaking about it. Not that I saw. I don't know. Somebody tell me otherwise. I know there's a couple of you that know this shit as much as I do. Yeah, so here's the difference. Part of that, the router, this is the only thing that's different about this. Here's the only thing that's different about this. What the router typically does is it reflects back to you the token itself, right? So like SafeMoon had the same mechanics. When somebody buys or sells SafeMoon, there's 9% tax. It's the same deal as here, right? Reward to holders 4% or 8%, liquidity fees 4%. So it's actually higher than that. So it's 12%. Yeah, 12% tax. More than that? 14%? It's not explained well, but 8% reward to holder, 4% to liquidity fees, 2% buyback and burn. That to me says a 14% tax. Yeah, so that's where I'm going. I'm about to say that. So it's the exact same mechanics as SafeMoon, but that router that's actually doing that transaction, instead of reflecting you back Evergrow token, EGC, it's reflecting you back Binance pegged US dollars, which is different, okay? But the thing is, that's constant sell pressure. So 8% of that 14% tax is not only getting taxed, but it's selling whatever you're coming in with or out with. And if you're going out, that's EGC token. If you're coming in, that's BNB. So 8% of your BNB is being converted to BUSD and then shipped out to everybody who holds it. And then the other parts are going to wherever they go, right? Like that's what this token does. The bitch of this is going to be getting out. Right now, we haven't really seen that. But when people decide to get out, every sell is going to be a sell of EGC that is going to take 8% of that sell and convert even more of that into BUSD and ship it off. So there's going to be some pretty heavy, like when the jig is up here, it's going to crash hard as hell. But looks good right now, man. Ride the wave. Yeah, take out whatever you put in initially. But yeah, they're not like, we're not splitting the atom here. NFT lending, NFT marketplace. Yeah, I mean, have they converted any of that? I don't know. Doc's team. That's about that. Site looks hot, gross. Yeah. So being rewarded in a stable is really, really nice. Like that. Look, don't get me wrong. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. XTZ. Are you calling me stacked? I'm not stacked. Yeah, I was going there. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to go up. I mean, what do you say about this? What do you want me to say? Right? It's one of those joints where like it's kind of flagging. You saw some people taking their positions off here. We're consolidating at the highs. So thank you, Pinkies. Pinkies gifted 5 subs. Very, very cool. His name is Jared. By the way, hi everyone who's lurking during work. Very cool, Pinkies. Very cool of you to pop in, ask a question, and give out some subs. Yeah. Like, I'm happy to look at whatever I can. Like, if I was in the middle of, like, diagnosing macro moves in the market, I probably wouldn't do that right away, but that's what this point is for. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. Go for it. That was very cool, though, man. Hey, that moved you into 3rd place in all time. It's pretty sick. On gifted subs. Very impressive. I still don't get the subs thing. Well, you get points for that. Look, the subs thing, I've always said to you guys, like, I appreciate your money because it helps me pay for this, right? Like, this does cost money, and I've never once cashed out a dime from this because I like hanging out with you guys. And I don't need to, right? I'm a decent trader, so I don't really need you guys to pay me. However, I appreciate it. I see it as like a tip, if you will, or a, hey man, I appreciate what you're doing. So yeah, subs give me a little bit, and they give Twitch a little bit too. But either way, I appreciate it. And Jaspo gifted one back. See, look at that, man. We're pulling people together already. Shit's beautiful. Anyway, to the question about Luna. Luna looks really, really good. We're consolidating at the highs. Like, they're on IBC. There's going to be boosted rewards on Osmosis here in the near future, which means that some additional Luna will get into the system that we would not have otherwise seen. And so, it might be hard to break that level, but Luna has only done great things. UST is a banger. That thing pegs. They do a great job at it. Luna is a great long-term project. It's a part of the Cosmos eco, so I like it too. Not always about the money, man. If I'm able to support you and if I know you're well settled, it's more of respect and gratitude, not only financial support. Hey, I appreciate that. That I will take, okay? But if you're sitting there like, hey man, like I'm grinding my face off and I don't have a lot of money, please do not subscribe to me. Like, use some of the tips that we give out and make some money. And then if you want to come back later on when you're a little more financially secure, cool. But please don't feel like you have to. But for those of you who do, thank you. Right? Very good stuff. Corian dropping people in again. We got a lot of gifted subs today. All right, somebody else, Loop Ring. Can I get that on here? LRC, Loop Ring? Yeah. Holy shit. What is this about? I mean, Loop Ring's been around forever, but why do people care today? What the hell happened? Did you say what it was? Who asked that question? GameStop GitHub? Really? Well, I'm going back to read. Oh, it was you. Corpoke? How do I say your name, man? Corpoke? Corpoke? Corpoke. Got it. Like a poke bowl? Because those are delicious. There was a GitHub comment that referenced GameStop, but it's not confirmed. I'll tell you what, that's a big ass candle for it to not be confirmed. So somebody, whatever the GitHub said, that person really believed it. Yeah, Loopring's been around forever too. Look at this shit, dude. Oh my God. Cool. We'll have to have Ataxia on. Ataxia was the first one who kind of explained this stuff to me about Loopring. And he was like, you know, these things have been around for a minute. It's not like, you know, layer 2s or roll-ups or whatever it is haven't existed. Loopring has one, just no one wants to be on Loopring. And I was like, oh, makes sense. By the way, guys, I just want to point this out really quick. So I am, full disclosure, I'm pretty good at technical analysis, okay? I think I've kind of proven myself on that, except for that one guy who jumped in here the other day and was like, are you even good at trading? That guy was pretty funny. I'm pretty good at trading. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not. I just catch macro moves well, and I like to see the big picture on crypto. This is why I'm bringing this up, not to be like, hey, good shit, Jared. When it comes to FA of projects, I got to work at it, man. I got to work to understand. And so that's why when I bring Ataxia on, he tries to break shit down for me like I'm in 5th grade, or actually younger than that. I'm in kindergarten, to be like, okay, what does that even mean? I don't know what you're talking about. So I do not initially get the FA very often. Like I have this right here is a white paper for a project I'm considering investing in. I had to print it out. Okay. I had to print it out to like go through and make notes in the margins because it just does not come to me naturally. But I'm trying to learn. So when you ask me about the FA of stuff, I'm generally not going to weigh in that much and just say, you know, take a look. Sonya re-gifting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, gift to... Oh, sweet. Sonya gifted to Crypto God. So I will give my opinion. Like the EGC thing, I just know how that type of token works. But if I don't know, if I don't get the FA, I will tell you that and just tell you to, you know, look at another way, another resource to figure that out. And Sonya subscribed for 2 months, man. Good, thank you. I appreciate that. Even though I like kind of half threatened you the other day about banning you, which I was joking about. You were just trying to grind the knife in there a little bit, man, when we were talking about teams that I won't say. What's FA? Fundamental. Fundies. Fundamental analysis. So like technical analysis is what I do, right? Looking at a chart, diagnosing how the moves are going to come, and essentially looking at good places to buy, looking at good places to sell, and try to give you, the best ways in. So FA financial advice, but I'm going to say FA fundamental analysis. So those are two different things, right? FA financial advice, kind of more what I do on the TA side to be like, hey, here's how you want to get in. But FA, I look at it as fundamental analysis. So looking at Oracle and going, you know, Band looks really good, but Link has this ability which will allow integration into greater chains. You look at the analysis and go, yes, Band looks good, but Link looked better, right? So that was looking at why, who are they strategically aligned with, what could it possibly do? Looking at Graph Token, going like, why does Graph Token matter? Web3 is easy. Why would I need a token for that? Well, it's going to make people integrating Web 3.0 and graphs and those types of things into their projects easier. That's the fundamental analysis of Graph Token. So it's really like, think of FA as digging into a project and going, what are they actually trying to do? And that's where, like, if you see people making jokes about dog coins like Shiba Inu and Doge and Samo, but I love Samo. Like, dog tokens don't do anything. There's no FA. You're not, like, doing something crazy. It's just, like, a way to, like, sometimes coins pump. SafeMoon didn't do anything. They tried to create a reflex exchange, which is stupid. Right? Why are we looking at Band actually when we already have an Oracle? That's, yeah. So, look, you need to have competing Oracles. If there's room for more than one player. But yeah, I mean, Link is whooping everybody's ass. So think of it as fundamental analysis. What does the project do? How does that fit into the bigger picture? I am more than competent enough to catch like major moves in the marketplace, but looking at something new and like this, what I have in my hand, is brand new. It's brand new. This is 54 pages of a project that I'm evaluating. And this is gonna take me a week to get my brain around it because it's new. And I might get it wrong. TA, yeah, see, TA, I got you, man. And so when people ask me things like, can you tell me what you think about IOTA? I wanna make sure that you guys know when I give that answer, it's from a TA perspective, like what the chart is telling me. And that's it. And that's where like relative strength and all those other things come from. The project itself, I don't know what's going on. You asked about it, I assume you know. But I can tell you where there's supply and demand and how you could potentially trade it if you want to take a position. Then you got to make your decision on whether or not you think it's going to happen. Right? Support zone at 116, resistance at 180, resistance at 226. We did flip this level from resistance to support. That's productive. So yeah, I mean, it looks not bad. It's kind of mid-range right now. Like if you want to buy, try to buy under 116. If it gets to 180 and rejects, you want to sell. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know Tezos that well. I really don't. You know what I know about Tezos? I know that they got a huge ad in center field where the Mets play. Okay? Something about security. You know? I've never owned Tezos. I haven't really waded in much, and people have tried. Yeah, it's on that big ass screen, man. You can't even see it. Tezos reminds me of the first proof of stake. Okay, so there may be a reason for me to learn about Tezos, but like I've never met a person in all my time in crypto who was like, "Let me tell you why Tezos is the shit," and they told me what it was, and it stuck in my head. Like I don't know. I don't remember it. You got to give me the ticker, Somya. You really scared me, though. I hope you forgot about it. I did forget about it. And the point was to scare you. LSS. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. No problem. XRP. Are you familiar with ILV? Vaguely. Vaguely. I'm familiar with ILV because of another project I own that competes with it, and that's it. Yep, I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks great. It's flagging. First DeFi hack mitigation tool for the token creators. Yes, now I remember this. So yeah, I have to pull this stuff up, man. This is how bad my brain is. I got a small child at home. He's been sick for a month. He's finally getting better. But what I will say is this. I want to know how it works. So lossless is essentially a way to like grab back stolen funds. I remember the first time you brought it up, Sonya, they had like just recovered a bunch of money, and my question was, how did they do it? And I'd love to learn more about that. So that's kind of still where I am. If there is a way, it's hot as hell here right now, for them to explain how they recover. Thank you. Yeah, no, little man's doing great now, but it was literally he was sick for a full month, the entire month of October. He was sick. It's brutal. So yeah, that's my take on the FA. They actually can prove a way to get that money back, and like, okay, so they got 50 mil back. Like, that's amazing. How? And I need someone to explain it to me like I'm an idiot, which I am, right? So by the way, I'm not really an idiot, but here, I have this up here. My point on this is, oh, look at that, that looks like shit. There we go. See, some live editing. I'm not really an idiot, but if you can't explain what you do, not at the nitty-gritty level, but like at a high level so that I can understand it, it's hard for me to get on board. There's a committee, you know, I see a pro and a con there. Oh. So Camel, you just asked the impossible question. You just asked the impossible question. If crypto becomes mainstream and in common use of daily human life, how many of today's coins do you think are going to fade and die out as like a percentage? I don't think even those of you who are here watching me right now have an appropriate understanding for exactly how many tokens there are. There's millions and millions already. Okay? If we're talking about like the main top 100, if we get to be crypto mainstream, like where your parents are like, yeah, I bought this, blah, 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 or whatever, you know, to that level, then I think a lot of them will persist. The reason why you're seeing all of these new projects moon in conjunction is that people are learning about them and they're putting money where, you know, their mouth is, behind what they think they see. So I think there's a very, very good possibility that a lot of these stick around long term. It's going to be different. Like, you may have heard some of these like OG guys talk about crypto market cycles. And I still think crypto market cycles will happen where like money goes into Bitcoin, then it goes into Ethereum, then it goes into large caps, then it goes into mid caps, then it goes into low caps, yada, yada, yada. And like that will still happen. But I think they'll be less severe. And I think that you'll see good projects hold up better than anyone really anticipates, because a lot of the projects that got shit on before, like post 2017, one, there was crazy hype. There was all sorts of just like pump for the sake of pumping tokens that ran because people were interested, and like they had no product behind it, let alone showed the ability to create revenue, right? What's different now is a lot of these protocols not only have a product. Oh, get the fuck out of here. There's an ad right as I'm getting into this. Don, you're my guy. Don hooks me up. I'm gonna wait for a second here so Don can come back. This kills me. I was like literally about to get into something deep too. Let me know when you're back. See, Wakame just got it too. Okay, Jaspo's back. Ad again. Good Lord. I thought if you were a sub, you didn't get ads. Maybe Prime subs? I don't know. Look, my stream only started getting ads like a month ago. I didn't change anything either. I know. It might be next time, Pinkies. It might take, like, since you just got it. I don't really know. Anyway, we're back. So. Yeah. All right. What I was going to say was 2017, when people rotated out of the market, there was a crazy dump. A lot of these ideas weren't even close to coming to fruition. We didn't see real protocol development and dApp development and shit working until really like 2020, okay? And we're talking about, people are looking at 2017 as the model for what 2021, 2, 3 will look like. And I think that's pretty naive, because a lot of these projects now have a working dApp. It fits into a DeFi ecosystem. People are learning about them. They're putting their money in. So there's more longer term holders. There's more money coming to the market, right? So you have this whole different view of this thing that we never had before. You're shitting me right now. Fucking ad again. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I can't stop. I'm gonna have to restart again, and then somebody else will get mad. So now we have working protocols, we have working dApps that are not only proven products, which would make people want to stick around, but a lot of these now make money, guys. Like there's going to be a time in the not too distant future where you're going to be looking at monthly, daily, weekly, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, I don't know, reports about how much money a protocol makes. And you're going to start investing in it because of the money it can generate, right? Because of the money it can generate. So you have to look at this a little bit differently than we did before. It's not like 2017 where it was like, you know, asshole token ripped 50,000x and people were like, no, it's going to the moon, man, it's the next Bitcoin. And then there was no reason to own it. And when the market moved, people were like, oh, get the hell out of that, and went to something else, right? Like that's what happened last time. So, you know, I don't really think it's going to be the same thing. So Cutie said, Friday made the point, but, you know, BTC probably doesn't take as huge a drawdown, but DeFi probably will. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, Don Martin has it perfect. 2017 and 19, people were trading off speculation. We don't have speculation anymore. We have proof. That's crazy. We have proof. So that is how I view this. Now, sorry, live editing again. Okay. Sonia said you didn't put your expectations about LSS because you can't really TA that chart. It had a rip. Nobody's really selling. So if they have another win where they get back some money, LSS probably rips again. If they get more people to partner with it, LSS probably rips again. If they screw something up badly, it probably tanks. If a competitor comes in who's better, it probably tanks. So I can't really say where it's going to go. But it's, you know. ADA. ADA is like my trigger ticker. Somebody asked about XRP earlier too. I didn't mean to blow you off. XRP, ADA, like all these Dino tokens, like I just don't see a reason to own them. They may do something amazing, okay? They may do like something mind-alteringly good. But when you have this kind of a lead and you can't do shit with it, it does not make me very bullish. Okay? Yes. Yes. XRP doesn't really trigger me, nor does really SHIB. I mean, SHIB is what it is. And Doge is at least trying to do something now. Yeah, I don't know. Is there one? That's the point, right? All right, I feel like I missed another question here somewhere. Why don't you use ad block? I don't get ads. I'm streaming. Oh, so XXT, you asked about the fund, man. I'm not really going to talk about that on here anymore, but if you want to pop into the Stack Labs chat, I'm happy to talk in there. Just, I really don't want to put the wrong impression up there. So if you want to join Stack Labs, Telegram room, I think it's pretty cool. We got a lot of good people in here. Yep, that. I'm not going to talk about that on here. Well, I mean, all right. I'm not sure I go that far either, but... I know, Careless. I've been here for. We got a lot of good questions today. We also got like 25 new subs, so you know you can't just turn that down. Yeah, fair enough. All right, I've been on here for a while. Careless has joined, left, and come back and talk shit to me about being on for a while. All right, Camel Can said, I personally think we have at least 10 years left where the space keeps growing and the numbers we see today will be completely minuscule by then. Camel Can, this is what I want to say to you. No one has described exactly how I feel as close as you just did. I think the exact same thing. I think we're seeing mainstream adoption. I think, yeah, I'll get you, cutie. I think we're seeing money coming in. I think that people don't even know how to trade on chain yet. And all this stuff is going to go absolutely bananas. And you have a chance to make generational wealth, not only for yourself, but for your family. If all you do is pay attention and work a little bit. All right. Cutie got the last question that I'm going to answer here. And then I'm going to go because I got to like start making dinner. I know, 4:50, whatever. It takes a while to prepare, and I got a 4-year-old, so we eat dinner early. All right. Signs to leave the bull market. I said before, if you followed me way back when we were on this run up, I said that we would get the top within 10% of highs. Okay? And we didn't get it. So I'll own up. I missed on that. I did not get it right. Okay? I was also on vacation when this happened, but nevertheless, I should have seen it. This is what topping looks like. Okay? You always want to look at Bitcoin. You always want to look at Ethereum. Those are the only two things that matter. And the S&P 500. Okay? But Bitcoin and Ethereum are all that matters. What I have on the screen right now is what a topping pattern looks like. There's other ones too, but this is what it will probably look like. You have this long trend, really going back to the start of 2021, right? Forms up, down, up, down, up, down. And it holds. It held 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then it breaks that level. And like the first video I ever had that I went like somewhat viral on was the use of this concept right here when a channel's broken. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but it's a trading concept that I'm familiar with. But you will see a channel that fails. You will see an attempt to regain the area where the channel broke, and it will reject. That is a topping signal on a trend break like this on a high time frame. Look how many days you had to get out. And I missed this. I got complacent. I was on vacation. I wish I could have hooked this all up a little bit more. To be fair, I did get the reversal, so I made up for it. But that is a great way to look at this. So we have it right now. We're trying to flip a channel that is less severe. By the way, you can see these on your screen. You have the green channel. That was always going to break to the downside. The yellow channel less severe of a slope, a little bit more measured. Like, I would love to see us move sideways and get to the other side here without dropping price and then keep moving up. That'd be the most productive thing for crypto long term. Easily. But if we end up ripping, just absolutely going crazy, and breaking out from here where we go vertical, I'm going to look for the same thing again. I'm going to look for this trend to break, which it already did once. Okay? But we're also flagging. Did it again here, right? The 63, you could have shorted. Or hedged, I guess. But it's just looking at the market every single day. Every single day I look at the daily, the 3-day, the weekly, the monthly of 10 major instruments. And that is what will eventually signify to us that it's about time. Okay? All right. My son just came in, like, poked through. I have, like, my glass, like, blocked. But, like, there's, like, one window down at the bottom where he can get to me. And he just popped in to be like, hey, what are you doing, man? Dinner time. Pinky's join the Stack Labs chat and show back up for more streams, and I'll explain it to you. But essentially, trend lines are, this is a trend line, right? When the trend breaks, you want to be on high alert. Right now, we're on high alert, but we're also forming a flag at highs. So you have conflicting signals here. I want to see us break out soon if we're going to sustain this. If not, you're going to see us move down, okay? All right, let me pause this music, and I'll give you guys my music out, okay? This, no? It's not working. Oh, that sucks. Man, that broke down. I usually have my 1 minute out sign. My touch portal is trying to figure itself out. So I will take 1 more minute and answer some questions, and then I'm out. If you got anything. If not, that's fine too. Yeah, F in the chat for real. I love my... Let's see if I can get it. Let's try. There we go. 1 minute right now. I gotta have my sign off, man. This is the instrumental version. This is the instrumental version of Started from the Bottom, Now We Here. L1s, you know, man. I think there's some Solana news underway. I think AVAX is having a good go. AVAX just announced another $200 million in incentives. But DOT's going to be it. Thanks, Corian. Yeah, come hang out. The Telegram's a lot of fun, dude. There's a lot of people in there that really know what they're doing. So I'm going to put it in the chat one at a time. Yeah, I gave my link thoughts earlier. Wait for it to improve versus ETH. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. All right, y'all.